What's up, guys? JB here from Marketing 360. I'm just going to give people a minute to jump on here with us, but I'm going to be talking about e-commerce marketing and e-commerce marketing tips. Have a lot of stuff for you guys here today, but I want to move pretty quick, navigating these different tips and recommendations. If you have an e-commerce store, this should be really helpful to you. If you don't have an e-commerce store, but you're thinking about starting one, then there should be some really valuable tips here. And maybe you do marketing yourself and you just want to build up your own knowledge about e-commerce marketing. Whatever it is, should have a lot of information here that's helpful to you to understand e-commerce marketing, and maybe some things you can take back to the fort with your team or your company or a client maybe you have coming down the road here to really level up your e-commerce marketing. Just going to wait and see who pops on here. Looks like Kevin's on. How's it going? Lakewood, Florida. Good to have you. E-commerce marketing is where it's at right now, right? Especially like with COVID last year and everything, so many businesses moving online. And so the thinking is, how can you take advantage of the online environment and the digital world to really build a presence, build a brand, and do that through an e-commerce business to help grow your business, grow your revenue, build your customer base, etc. So I'm going to be breaking down today live just e-commerce marketing tips that you can wrap your mind around, and hopefully, a lot of this stuff you can use to really grow your brand online and build your e-commerce store. Looks like we got Brandon on here. What's up, Brandon? All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started here and start jumping through it. So first off, I'm going to talk about some tips around the basics of e-commerce marketing, and then I'm going to move into marketing tips specifically. So starting with the basics, really I have 5 main tips that I want to hit home. Tip number one is you need a good product. You have to have a good product at the end of the day with an e-commerce business, right? Now, it doesn't have to be the best product in the whole world, but it has to be a good enough product that somebody would be willing to buy it online. Now, you have a lot of different options here. Maybe you have a product, maybe there's something you invented, maybe it's something you're reselling. At the end of the day, you want to make sure that you have a product that people actually want, that they demand, that fills a need, and that you actually have some profit margins to support your business and your cost structure and to fund your marketing, etc. So e-commerce basics number one, pick a product. Now, you can have an e-commerce store with literally one product, or you can have an e-commerce store with thousands of products. You know what? You can be just as successful with one as with thousands. So it's not necessarily about the quantity, it's about the quality. If you have one good product that people want, then that can be your e-commerce store. And it can be as simple as an ebook. Maybe you have an unbelievable expertise with a particular topic. You could write an ebook or do an online course or something along those lines, and that can be your product. Or you could have a physical product. You could invent a product. You know what's a good idea right now with summer? Yard games. Have you ever invented a yard game that you've just made up in the backyard with your kids or your friends or something? You're like, wow, this is pretty fun. You know what? That might be a product idea. You could literally make a product out of that. So think about it. What's your product? Tip number one, you have to have a good product. All right, tip number two, you need a good platform. So you have to have a good platform, and that platform needs to do what you need it to do, whether that's, the inventory management pieces or managing promotions or discounts or anything along those lines. You want it to be able to be easy to update, easy to maintain. It has to be modern, look good, be responsive on a mobile phone, function well there. It needs to be fast, needs to be easy to check out. There's a lot of different carts out there and a lot of options for you to take a look at. If you're looking for a cart, check out Marketing 360. Marketing 360 has a very modern, beautiful cart that has a lot of additional functionality that I think you'd find beneficial to growing your business. There's also other carts out there. BigCommerce is a popular e-commerce cart. Shopify is one. You have WooCommerce if you have a WordPress site. There's a lot of different options for a good modern platform. So take a look at those. But at the end of the day, a basic of e-commerce marketing is having a good platform. So tip one, need a good product. Tip two, you need a good platform. Looks like we have a couple more people jumping on here. What's up, guys? Glad everybody's here. All right, tip number three is to have a great design. Here's the deal with e-commerce marketing, or really any kind of online marketing in general. It's design does matter. You have to have a good design. So what that means is you have to have a professional looking brand online, and that comes down to your online store. With an e-commerce business, you need a beautiful online store, beautiful website. It has to be just a quality design all the way through. Power tip here, compare yourself to your competitors. And at the end of the day, would you pick you or would you pick them? Because if you would pick them, then so will all the consumers that are potentially going to shop on your site. And so you want to win that challenge. So do that comparison yourself with your e-commerce store and maybe one of your competitors or multiple competitors, and make sure you come out on top. Now, what you're going to want to do is test it on your desktop, test it on your phone, make sure it looks really good on both. Have a friend or a family member test it and just ask them to navigate the site. Ask them to check out, give them a credit card, pay for it. Let them check out. Can they find their way to checkout? Or do they hit some hurdles along the way? Are they struggling to do it? If they are, this is a great way for you to understand what you can do to improve your online store. And so try that out. The other thing is you need to just make sure that your design is solid from a trust standpoint. So is your content quality? Is it answering the questions that somebody has? Is it properly explaining your products, the things that you do? And also, is there trust badges on your site? Are there things that are, reinforcing that you're a good store to buy from online? Because a lot of times when people are online shopping, for the most part, they've never met you. They don't know the people behind the organization. So they are making judgment calls, on the quality of your product and your business, literally based on the design alone. And so you have to make sure that your design is really good so it checks that box for them. So let's recap basics so far. Number one, you need a good product with e-commerce marketing and an e-commerce business. Number two, you need a good platform that does everything you need it to do, that's modern. Tip number three, you need a great design to just build that confidence when somebody is taking a look at your brand and to win that competitive battle between you and your competitors. All right, tip number four is to build a solid foundation. And when we're talking about a solid foundation, we're talking about SEO content. So you're going to want to make sure that you optimize your online store from an organic perspective so that it ranks well for the types of products and services that you sell online. So you're going to want to do some keyword optimization of your products, and that's really important. So your product titles, your product descriptions, your product pictures, even the way you name your picture, so that is easily searched in Google image searches and properly displays with your product rankings as well. You're going to want to make sure that you optimize your category pages. A lot of times your category page is probably the most important of all, because that's going to be really that page that warehouses all of your products within that category. So if you can get that to rank high, somebody's immediately coming into your site and they're already in the right spot. Whereas if they land on a specific product, if they don't like that product, they might hit the back button and you lose them. But with a category page, it's more the other way around, where it reinforces them to maybe drill deeper into your store. So that's really advantageous. So building more content on your product pages is very important. And so what I would encourage you to do, because there's not enough time in this video, but check out some of our videos on SEO optimization. We have tons of videos on our channel, Marketing 360 on YouTube. You can watch all the videos on SEO and content marketing and get a ton of power tips there. You can also Google search e-commerce marketing SEO tips and just follow those steps and make sure that you build a solid foundation of content and SEO friendly content on your actual online store. All right, tip number five, and this is the last one with the basics. Then I touched on this a little bit already, but tip number five is to build trust. Now, a key to success with digital marketing and online businesses is two things. You need trust and you need traffic. So I'm going to be talking about traffic drivers here in a minute with my marketing tips, but what I want to talk about right now is trust. That is so critically important with any business, but even more important with an e-commerce business, because these are people that you can't necessarily talk to, build trust and converse with, build rapport with. You have to have this achieved literally just through your online store. So how can you build trust? Well, one of the things that builds trust is a great design, which we already talked about. That immediately builds trust and confidence, right? Trust and confidence are key. Number two is to have additional trust badges on your site, which we talked about as well. This can be things like we do, shipping before midnight if you order same day. It could be money back guarantee if you're not happy, right? It could be easy return policy. Things like that all build trust on an e-commerce store. It also could be any kind of awards or accolades or ratings. Maybe you're like the highest rated e-commerce store in your industry for a certain type of product or anything like that. You want to highlight that stuff. Also, and really the biggest one of all is product reviews. Product reviews are so key. So you just got to really work hard to get customers to leave reviews about your products, because you just put yourself in the consumer's shoes. They come to your online store, the product looks good, the price makes sense, they click on it, they see zero reviews. And so what are they thinking? They're thinking, oh man, I don't know if I want to be the first one to test this out. Maybe I should go look on Amazon. Maybe I should go look on another site. That's the last thing you want them to do. What you want them to do is go to your product page, looks good, price makes sense, checks all the boxes, and then boom, okay, awesome. There's also 10 reviews and they're all 4 or 5 stars. They look really good. The one person with the 3-star sounds kind of crazy. I'm not going to worry about that because the other 9, seem solid. So this is an organization that knows what they're doing. I can trust it. When I buy this, I'm going to receive it on time, to specs. I'm going to love it because everybody else has. You're going to have a much higher conversion there. Now, how do you get reviews? You have to go out and hunt for them, because people that buy from your store, they expect the product to be good. They expect it to come on time, right? It's not going to be something where they're just compelled to leave a review for your product because they received it on time and it was what they expected. What you have to do is ask for it. You have to go out and get it. And so follow up with your customers, ask for reviews, have some automation built into your system so that it emails and asks for a review. But call them, check in with them, ask for a review. Now, if you don't have any customers, how do you get a review? You have to find customers. And one of the ways that you find customers is just literally let your friends and family use your product. And when they use the product, ask them to leave an honest review, right? An honest review. And this is a real way to get reviews. You've given your product to somebody, you're asking them for a review. Do this initially if you have to, until you have 10 reviews on the page. Give your product away to get reviews, because it will pay off tenfold in the future. Every review you get is like a person standing there next to your product, waving at the visitor saying, hey, I loved this, you will too, you should buy it, right? It's kind of like a virtual salesperson. And the more reviews you have on your products, the more virtual salespeople you have standing there helping drive you sales. If you don't have anybody, then it's going to be hard to get sales. So that's critically important. Now, we talked about the 2 things you need. You need trust and traffic. So let's talk about some marketing tactics to help get you traffic. Let's start breaking that down here next. So I have 7 tips. 7 tips when it comes to marketing with e-commerce. And so let's break those down. Tip number 1 is to build your brand. Build your brand. Here's the importance of that. There is no better keyword than your brand name. You want people to search your brand name. You're not really competing against anybody else for your brand name. When somebody searches your brand name, they specifically want you. They're not comparison shopping. They're wanting to buy from your brand to explore your brand. So how do you increase traffic for your own brand? Well, let's talk about that. First off, you can do a lot of different ways to get traffic with search marketing. You can do Google ads to get searches in for certain keywords. You can target even on Amazon certain search terms for certain keywords. This is a competitive uphill battle, and this is a hard world to live in. What you want to do is have search volume increase for your own brand name. That's the key. Now, one great way to do that is just to get your brand out there. And so you want to start small, start narrow, and then expand out. So number 1, I'm just going to talk about, who is the best customer to sell to. Number 1 is your family. Build your brand name with your family and ask them to tell people about your brand name. That is going to be the most convertible traffic source that you have, is your family, right? Number two is your friends. Tell your friends about your brand name and tell them to tell their friends about your brand name. That's the second most convertible traffic source. Number three is to tell your neighbors. This is everybody you know in your neighborhood or anybody close to you at your business that works with you. Maybe your kids on a sports team with other parents. Tell all of them about your brand, right? So you got your family, your friends, your neighbors are all understanding. They know who your brand is. They're telling people about your brand. This is starting to generate some amount of traffic about your brand. That's highly convertible. All right. Number four is tell your community about it. And so you want to start building your brand in your community. Now, how do you do that? You want to be active on social media. You want to be commenting, following people, engaging, talking about the local sports teams. You want to be a donor and a sponsor to as many charities as you can in an affordable way. But most of the time, if you give a charity a couple $100, that's going to go a long ways for them. And they're going to talk about you and say, hey, thanks to this brand for doing this, right? Post it on social media, etc. A lot of these communities have loyal followers. And when they see that a particular brand is supporting that organization or that charity, they are going to take a look at your brand and they're going to share that message out there. Get a poster at your high school sports events. Pay for that. Get your logo out there. Car wrap your car, right? If you can get on a local billboard, get on a local billboard. And then start extending beyond that. Start promoting social media content in your local area. Get it in front of as many people as you possibly can. People want to support local. And I get it, your e-commerce store, you could sell products probably across the whole country, of course. I mean, it's an e-commerce store, you could do that. But what's going to be more convertible is just building your brand in your local community. So when people think of the types of products that you sell, they think of your brand first. Before they think of checking Amazon or checking another store that maybe they heard about at one point, they think, oh, I need this product. I know who to look at. I need to look at this brand because they're our local brand, right? So how do you build your local presence? You can even do local TV. You can do digital TV, come up with a great commercial, run a local TV commercial that just gets in front of everybody in your local zip code or zip codes so that they see that when they're on Hulu or Amazon Fire or any of those things, when they're watching digital TV in your zip codes, they see your commercial, 30-second commercial, right? And you're also doing social media ads and you're running ads on YouTube, just targeting everybody in your community, saying, hey, we're a local company. We're in whatever your city is as well. This is what we do. Check our store out, xyz.com, whatever it is, and just keep pushing out the branded content. What's going to happen is people will start talking about it. They're going to recognize you in your community as somebody that is a part of the community, right? You donate, you support charities. They're also seeing you on TV. They're seeing you on social media. And it's just going to be this momentum that builds and builds. And then one day, it's like a water pump. You just keep pumping it. The water doesn't come out. But eventually, when the water does, it just flows like crazy. And that's going to be your sales. And so focus on that. Once you have mastered that, where you have full brand saturation in your local community for your e-commerce store, that is when you use that template of success and expand wider. And when you expand beyond your community, that's when you're going to start to target people based on their audience, their demographics, their interests, that kind of a thing. Whereas in your community, you can do a blanket approach where you're just targeting your entire population in those zip codes. When you extend beyond that, you want to get more specific with the audiences that you're getting in front of. And so doing all of that is going to create an increased amount of brand search, meaning somebody's going to Google and they're literally typing in your name, your brand name. That's going to be where it's game changer for you, because you're getting a lot of traffic just searching your name. You're going to rank high for your own name. You could even do an ad at the top of Google for your own name, and it's going to be very cheap because it's for your own name. So it's not that competitive like a keyword ad would be, which is really expensive. People are searching your name, they're coming there, they're clicking into your store, they're buying from you, right? That's where you want to be. And so that's the tip number one, is to build your brand. All right, tip number two is to nurture your leads and your customers. Now, how are you going to do that? Well, nurturing is done through email marketing and text message marketing. And so you're going to want to nurture your existing customers. Where a lot of e-commerce stores go wrong is they get one sale from the customer and then they don't really adequately continue marketing to the customer, and they don't really increase the lifetime value of that customer. But if you can get that customer to buy from you multiple times or refer their friends to buy from you in some capacity, then that's huge. Every sale you get might equal 2 or 3 or 4 in the future. And so how do you do that? Well, you want to think about ways to tackle it with email marketing. You're going to want to think about, what is an email I can send each month? Now, there's a holiday like every month of the year, so that's great. You can have an email campaign for every month based on that monthly holiday, and that can be a promotion that you're sending out. So that's one idea. You could also do email marketing where you're sending an email out on somebody's birthday every year with the promotion. You could, and this is huge, obviously have email marketing set up to ask for reviews. So after somebody buys a product, follow up and ask for a review. That's going to help you get future sales. You can also have an email asking for a referral. And one way to do that without specifically asking for a referral is just giving somebody a coupon that they can't use themselves, but somebody else can use. They could share it, right? Maybe their account was limited to a certain discount one time, but they can give it to a new customer and they could use it one time. Now, somebody might game that and buy from you again, but that's not that big of a deal, right? At least they still bought from you again. So give them promos and coupons to share with their friends and their family. That would be huge. You can probably sit down and just with a notepad write down an incredible amount of ideas for email marketing and build out automation based on that. Another idea based on what somebody buys, maybe there's other relevant products that are related to that they may also be interested in. So you can follow up with emails asking about that. The beauty is with most modern e-commerce carts, there is ways to set up email automation. So after somebody makes a purchase based on what they purchased, it can ask for a review. It can send another follow-up email based on certain parameters, that kind of a thing. If you don't have a system that does that, or you're looking for one, check out Marketing 360, because Marketing 360 has a beautiful e-commerce modern platform within it that you can use, but also is connected to all of the nurture campaigns where you can automate just about anything you want to. Another idea would be to give somebody an email with a really nice coupon if they've purchased more than $1,000 from you. That's kind of like a loyalty program. And so there's a lot of different ways to leverage automation with email and text message marketing to see great results. So try some of those tips. All right, tip number 3 is to hire a salesperson and to use a CRM. And let me explain why that's valuable. If you hired a salesperson as your e-commerce business and their job was simply to make sure that your customers were, number 1, happy, but number 2, get to know them better so that they could have a follow-up list for additional sales opportunities, you would make huge inroads to driving up your sales. So let me walk you through some examples here. So one reason why retail stores can be successful is when a customer walks into the retail store, they shop around, the salesperson talks to them, they build some rapport and build a relationship, and then that person wants to come back, and then they just keep coming back and they have this good relationship. How can you do this at an e-commerce store? And it's having a salesperson that's nurturing all of your past customers in your CRM. So one thing you'd want them to do is, first off, like I said earlier, make sure they're happy. But number 2, ask them what else they might need, right? Find that out. Maybe there's other products that you have that would be of value to them. Maybe they didn't even realize that you had those other products. Because, I mean, let's be serious. If you have 100 products on your site, how many people are really going to navigate and look at every product? Probably not very many. So call them, talk to them. What else do they need? And help them find additional products that they'll like with your e-commerce store. Also, ask them who else is in their family. Get to know them, right? Do they have friends? Do they have kids that might be interested in your products as well? That might be a benefit to you. Those are additional sales opportunities. Find that out. Find out when their anniversary is every year, right? Their birthday, like we talked about, plug that in. Now they can get a coupon every year on their birthday. What you want to do is try to build a relationship with your customers. So number one, they're happy. Number two, they buy more from you. Number three, they tell people about you. And so now you are accessing your customers' friends and family and community, like we talked about earlier. But it's not just your friends, family, and community now. Now it's your customers' friends, family, and community. And that's really where you start to turn the needle up on driving sales. So try that out. Tip number 4, let's talk about that. That's to create a customer care package. What that means is when somebody buys from you, don't just send them a box, a generic box with your product in it. This is an opportunity for you to wow the customer. You want to wow them, because what people remember about brands are stories. And if you could create a story through an experience they have with your brand, that's exciting. When they're getting their haircut, they're going to tell everybody in the salon or at the barber shop about your brand because your customer care package blew their socks off, right? So what are you going to do with your customer care package? Invest in having a beautiful box, right? Well branded, and then have your product in it, but also have a handwritten note in there saying thank you and how appreciative you are and how this has helped supported your business and your employees and their families. Thank them. Put some coupons in there that they can give to their friends and family. This is a great way for them to get this and then either buy more from you with those coupons or share them, which gets it out in front of more people. Give them something that just is different, right? Maybe some candies in there, right? Maybe some kind of a little gift, maybe a $5 Starbucks card. Do something that they don't expect and maybe wrap your mind around that. What are they not going to expect when they receive this customer care package that's going to make them go, wow, this is different. This brand is awesome. I'm going to tell everybody about this now, right? I'm actually going to take a picture of this and I'm going to share this on social media. If you can make every customer you have a raving fan and become their own marketing channel for you, that would be unbelievable. Because if you think about it, every customer you have probably has Facebook and Instagram, and they have all kinds of family members and friends on there and all these followers, and they know people in their community, and they're in the pickup line waiting to pick up the kids after school, and so they have 10 or 15 moms or dads that they're talking to. And if what they talk about with all these people, at least for a day, if not more, is about you, the chances are a certain amount of those people are going to also go to your online store and buy something or tell somebody else about it or share it, right? They're going to see that picture that somebody took and posted on Instagram. They're going to share that with somebody else, right? They're going to direct message somebody and say, hey, that's cool. Hey, where was that store again? And so how can you do this? And it's customer care package. This is an opportunity when somebody has bought from you where your team can say, finally, we got a customer, they bought from us. Now let's absolutely blow their mind with our customer experience. And if you do that, I'm telling you, it's like a flywheel. You're really going to start to build your brand and build your success. All right, tip number 5, social media marketing. Social media marketing. You want to focus on that. Because at the end of the day, if you think about it, marketing is just about being where your customers are in the simplest form. And the bottom line is they're spending their time on social media. So you need to have a presence there. And so what you want to do is you have to put yourself in your potential customer's shoes. What are your potential customers? How old are they? What do they look like? What are the problems that they're going through in life? What are the things that entertain them? What are the things that make them laugh? What are the things that make them cry? What are the things that inspire them? And what are the questions that they have, particularly about your product or your service? And use all of that thought process to develop content that's going to be valuable to them, right? What you want to do is you want content to be valuable. You don't want it to be salesy. You just want it to be helpful or funny or entertaining or inspiring or interesting. How can you tell stories with your social media content? Well, one great way is to blow your customer socks off and build these experiences. And then when your customers are sharing those experiences on social media, you're just reusing that content and sharing that on your social media. That's a good way to do it. But there's so many other great ideas. So if you don't even know where to start, check out your competitors. What type of stuff are they posting? Just put yourself in your customer's shoes again. What would you like to see? And have a strategy for being active on social media. You want to be professional looking on social media, so make sure your profile looks good and it's talking about your store. It's clear, what you do and what makes you different, what's your mission. And then you want to be active. You want to be posting continually on there. Come up with a strategy to do that and then promote your content. You want to promote it because, it's a pay to play world. And if you put a little bit of money behind those posts, they're just going to be seen by more people. So target everybody in your local community when you post something so that they're all just seeing it, right? And this is renting space in people's mind. Even if they don't do anything with your social post, maybe they're on Facebook and they're going through their feed and then boom, there goes your ad. It comes and it goes and they don't do anything about it. It's still rented space in their mind for just a second. And next time they see it, it rents a little more space just for a second. And here's the key to marketing. Before you can capture market share, you have to capture mind share. And capturing mind share is just getting your brand in front of people wherever those people are, where they're spending their time. And the key is to have valuable content that's potentially funny or interesting or inspiring, because then it's not going to be annoying to them. And they're going to have a good feel about your brand, and it's going to be more memorable that way. So put some thought into that. Super valuable. All right, tip number 6 is to do Google shopping ads for your products. Google shopping ads for your products. And to do that, you want to optimize your Google product feed. Optimize your Google product feed. And this is going to be your pictures, your categorization, your product name, your product description, your prices. Go to Google Shopping and search keywords related to your products and then look at it. What are the other products? What are the other stores? Do their pictures look better than yours? Are their prices better than yours? What does it all look like? Compare yourself there. Now, if you in Google Shopping, if you have as good or better looking pictures, as good or better price, and a product name that makes sense, that catches your eye, right, and a good description, chances are you're going to get a lot of sales. Now, here's the thing, and this is a power tip for you. Google shopping ads can be expensive. So here is a huge power tip. Set up Google shopping ads to run in all of your for all your products and all your product categories, but have a penny bid campaign, meaning you have a campaign running for all of your products, but your bid on your Google shopping ads is literally just a penny. The reason why that's important is because your ad will not show if a lot of competitors are bidding and it's expensive. But a lot of times with Google shopping ads, there isn't as many people bidding at one time. And so there's excess inventory on the Google shopping results page. And Google doesn't want it empty. They want to give the shopper options. So what they're going to do if there's excess inventory there is they're going to take anybody else bidding and they're going to fill that inventory with your shopping ads that are only 1 cent per click, which means if you get traffic and sales from Google shopping ads from those ads, it literally only costs you a penny to get that traffic to your website. That's incredibly affordable. And so that's just a huge power tip as a catch-all. If people are doing shopping ad searches, you might be able to pop into those things for only a penny a click by running a campaign that way. Now, if you have the budget to have increased bids on certain products, maybe the ones that are the most profitable for you, you can increase your bid on that so that you're visible more often. But at least if there's not enough inventory, you're still visible at a low cost. So do some research on that and check that out, because I think it could be hugely beneficial to you on Google shopping ads. All right, tip number 7, last tip here, last tip. It is to do retargeting with your marketing, retargeting. And particularly with an e-commerce store, dynamic retargeting. So let me explain what that is. So I'm sure everybody has shopped a store at one point and then they leave the store and literally right away they're on Facebook or Instagram and they see that same store. There's an ad for that same store. How is that possible? Well, it's not magic, it's retargeting. So basically what happens is when somebody's shopping a store, when you have retargeting, there's a tracking environment that understands who that user is. And when they leave and then go to Facebook or Instagram, they then see your ad again on Facebook or Instagram after they left your site. Now, Google has Google retargeting, Facebook has retargeting, LinkedIn has retargeting, all these different ad accounts you can set up have retargeting functionality. You just put some pixels on your website and it works. So if on the Google retargeting network, there's literally thousands of websites online that your brand would be visible to for anybody that's ever seen you before on social media or on your website. So they could be checking the weather and there's your ad. They could be watching a YouTube video and there's your ad, right? They could be looking up to see where they want to eat tonight, and whatever site they're on probably has your ad, right? They could be checking the nightly news and there's your ad. And that's all retargeting. So the reason retargeting is important is generally people need to see your brand up to 7 times before they convert. So if they thought of your product, they went to your site, but they didn't convert without retargeting, there's a high likelihood they'll never come back and you won't get a sale from them. But with retargeting, you stay in front of them everywhere they go online. And it's like I said earlier, that is renting space in their minds, so that when they think of the products that you sell, they think of you first and not one of your competitors. That's why retargeting is important. And so do some research on setting that up and running that. Now, there's even retargeting for TV ads nowadays. Now that they have digital TV, you could run your TV commercial in your local area in your zip codes, have a 30-second TV commercial running. And since it's all digital, even the TV network has retargeting now. So it's a digital TV commercial. And now somebody goes and looks at Facebook tomorrow and they see your ad again. Now think about that. They saw your commercial. Now they see you on social media. How much trust did that build? They're probably thinking, holy cow, this local brand is huge. Like, good for them. This is awesome. I'm going to buy from them. And that's what you want. Now, dynamic retargeting is like a next level deeper of retargeting in general. Dynamic retargeting is actually retargeting somebody with the actual product they looked at. And so that is if they go to your online store and they look, and let's say you have 100 products and they just look at one, and let's say the one product they look at is a leather wallet. Maybe you sell boots and all kinds of other products, but they happen to look at the leather wallet and then left your site. Dynamic retargeting actually shows them everywhere they go that leather wallet. So they literally see the product that they were close to buying over and over again. That's really valuable too, because a lot of times people are just thinking about it. They're adding stuff into their cart, but they're not ready to check out because they're not right sure. They're trying to see if there's charge for shipping, what the total price, if there's a discount, and they're just shopping around. So if you stay in front of them, it just stays top of mind, and they're finally like, you know what, I really want that leather wallet. And they click it, they go back to your site and they check out. And so that's the value of retargeting on that front. So I know I covered a lot today. And the funny thing is with e-commerce marketing, it goes so deep. We could talk for 48 straight hours and we would still have good information to share. There's so many tips. And so I just challenge you guys, when you're watching the video here, on the replay and everything, even throw tips in the comments. What other e-commerce tips do you have when it comes to e-commerce marketing? We would love to hear about it. Let's share it. Let's be a community to help each other be successful when it comes to e-commerce marketing and driving online sales. I appreciate you guys very much. Thanks everybody for hopping on live, and for everybody that's watching all this on the replay. Happy marketing. Crush it out there. Follow Marketing 360 if you want free content like this. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on all our other social media channels. Just search Marketing 360. Our mission is to help small businesses grow and their local communities glow. That's what we do. That's what drives us every day. And so please follow us for that free content, because I think we have great content to help you grow your business, grow your brand, and make a difference. Thanks for watching. Happy marketing. We'll see you guys.